Hello there, my name is Jordan. You're listening to the Senshi Study, a podcast where I drag my friends in to watch, discuss, and analyze every magical girl anime to learn what it takes to become a magical girl. Class is now in session. Hi, welcome back to the Senshi Study, the 101 on Mahou Shoujo and all things magical girls. Class is now in session. So welcome back, and I brought back a friend again.
Hi, same friend from last time. I'm Kara.
Yeah, so you want to go like a little closer to the mic? So we're gonna watch, we already watched, not to destroy the curtain, but we watched episodes 4 through 6 of Star Twinkle Precure.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute delight. I don't need to go through any of the main intro things again or anything like that.
We already established how much we just watched for this series.
Yeah, so we're probably going to gush some more, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that. And without further ado, I guess we can just dive in, because I don't think there's anything else I need to announce.
No, not as far as I know.
Cool. Episode 4, A Shining Smile, Cure Soleil is Born. Okay, so where to even begin with this? Soleil.
Elena, right?
Yep, you got it.
So yeah, we finally get to see Elena more. I mean, we saw her last episode, but she was more or less a cameo.
Yeah, she's like the little star on this episode.
Yeah, so this episode, we're at school.
Yeah, so Lala doesn't really know anything about human school because she's not a human.
So she's spying.
And I'm sure all that.
So we finally get to see Elena get a more prominent feature in this episode.
Yeah.
And we're at school this time.
Yeah, because Lala's never been to school before because school's a human thing. She's not a human.
Yeah, and so we finally get our first real look at the uniforms for the school, which are adorable.
Yeah, because we need to make sure we double down on the motifs and stuff like that. Everybody ends up having their own little star by like around their neck
it's like the little tie clip sort of.
Yeah, the little tie clip is a star, and beneath it or underneath is a little tie, which ends up having their own colors as well. And we're introduced to the idea of, oh, this girl is the sun. As you see that all the other girls, including Prince and Lala, is also there, and there's also Hikaru there, and all of them are just gushing of, oh, she's so radiant, and they're trying to approach her and thank her for the other day, and then
there's too much of a wall of gaze.
A wall of gaze?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that wall of gaze.
There's just no straight explanation for it.
Oh, it is crazy how not straight a lot of this is. So, yes, you could have the idea of, oh, yeah, there's a fan club and everything like that. But this is and we know that there are boys and girls at the school. It isn't just an all-girl school. But it's exclusively girls in our fan club.
I think you see one dude.
And one dude.
I only saw one dude among the crowd.
Yeah.
They're all girls.
Mm-hmm.
There's no straight explanation for that.
Yeah.
I would know.
And to make it even more so, they're also giving out, like, they talk about how pretty her smile is, how much they are impressed by her, how cool she is. And they're also talking about how, some of them have even wrote love letters to her.
Letters and poems, I think.
Yeah.
And they're sealed with hearts.
Yeah, you'll see that on these little envelopes and letters and stuff like that. There are little hearts around there, and I'm just thinking, there's no straight explanation.
They're just really good gal pals.
Yeah, and it is worth mentioning, and we're going to go into this much more later, but I believe the writer for Star Twinkle Precure just decided that, yes, this is a series that he wants to double down on the diversity as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up the article later for it, but he said that he wanted to go have more diversity in the series, and after all, the past, 3 or 4 Precure series have been increasing more and more types of diversity, especially in gender and sexual diversity. And to put that on top of Elena, who I think is the only tan-skinned Precure in history out of 16 series now, is kind of a big deal. Which, especially for Japan.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But we're going to go deeper into this subject later because we have this wonderful fan club, and there's also the super wonderful to show how much of a top she is move in which there's a soccer ball going straight towards them.
Yep. Very athletic.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Some jerk ended up having a soccer ball go straight towards her, and she leaps into the air, maybe does a flip, I don't remember, and kicks the ball back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just see that she's a
Yeah. For
Yeah.
anybody who's seen DC Superhero Girl, she's just rocking the idea of powerful lesbian mom friend.
Very much so.
All right. But we have to go start school
Okay.
then.
Okay, yeah, we've been talking about just how gay she is for like the past 6 minutes.
Not just her, also all of her friends
Yes,
and her
of course.
and her
Of
fan
course,
club.
of course. So, my next note here is main character desk position because Hikaru, like every other anime main character,
Yeah.
is in the desk by the window,
Absolutely.
like second from the back.
Yep.
Or around there.
Yeah.
So very important note.
Yeah. On top of that, we get to see that it's an adorable scene, and you get to see Lala is just spying because she wants to know what school's like.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Because like Prudence is helping her.
And you can see her hair is just all the way down because she's just like, hanging from the roof.
Yeah, and then a girl sees her.
What is her name?
Blonde
girl.
Something Tojo. Something Tojo. It's
Hime no
Sakurako. Yeah, Hime. Yeah, because Hime, it sounds like princess.
Yeah.
Tojo.
So there's this girl who ends up actually spotting Lala for just this little moment.
Yeah.
Her name is... Oh, God, I'm...
Want me to read it for you?
Yes, please.
Hime no Jo Sakurako.
There we go. So she ends up seeing that Lala is here.
Yeah.
But just for a second. Just a little thing that's happened in class. And once Lala gets out of there, it's because, yeah. So then after spying on the class, Lala ends up spying on what's going on in PE.
Yes.
Which is a wonderful, also gay scene.
Yeah. She sees Soleil just being amazing.
Yeah.
And she is blushing.
Elena.
And
yeah, she
sees... who's the Soleil?
I don't know. So she sees this Elena girl. And totally, she's also blushing.
Yeah.
Because she's so amazing.
Yeah.
And so impressive. And all the other girls think so too. And all the other girls want to invite her over. One of these girls that's currently watching has purple hair.
Yes.
Little Miss Kaguya Madoka. Yeah. So she's a featured character. And it's also, yeah, super straight.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. It was the uniform thing.
Oh, yeah. The scene. Thank God for not having creepy gym uniforms.
Yeah, because Japan.
Yeah.
But don't they normally say that for high school?
No, I think like the bloomer ones like are often like even middle schoolers.
Oh, that really upsets me.
Yeah, it's really upsetting.
Yeah, but they decide not to be creepy in this and just use actual shorts, and I appreciate that.
Well, because there is like an actual trend in Japan against those, like in actual.
Yeah, but because anime.
Yeah.
Oh, so creepy.
Yeah.
So school ends, and the two girls meet up, and they still are trying to look for Elena to thank her for the other day. And they see, we see a crowd of girls fangirling around there. That must be her. But it's not. These girls are gay for another girl, who is, if Elena is the sun of the school, then this girl, Madoka, is the moon of the school. And she's different because she's got purple hair and really soft eyes and beautiful speaking voice.
And she's the school president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Class school president, which is a way bigger thing in Japan compared to
Very
America.
big thing.
Yeah. And you get to see like some of her pressures, but that's gonna be in a future episode as well. But she's a person.
We get to see how she
has leadership positions though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's an important leadership type girl, very busy, and she's also beloved by and respected in a lot of ways. While Elena is like, she is the most beautiful jock, and we have to love her. Meanwhile, this is the other type of senpai you could have.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one out of sheer respect for everything being academic. It's a very Japanese thing. She's a very Japanese character. Don't find her there, but instead they end up going back to, what was it?
I think they just go to somewhere around the school, behind the school.
Oh yeah, because they need to go. This is where,
because we have an adorable scene where we discover that the book can make food.
Yeah.
And so
did they make a cake this time?
Hikaru draws a cheesecake, which then Fua starts eating.
Yeah.
Because they're like, part of the Precure's job is to feed Fua to make her grow.
Yeah. That's one of the assignments given by the princesses, to make sure that Fua can grow up. which I think is adorable because in Hug to Precure, they ended up having a baby, and the baby
Yes.
and baby scared me a little bit. But I think in this case, the idea of taking care of something and letting it grow a little bit is way more fitting for this thing because it's so cute. This thing, Fua is just painfully cute for whatever she does, and I love it. And also is painfully not subtle sometimes, and I love that too. So let's see, where did they go next? They went to the marketplace, was it?
I get my timeline mixed up.
Yeah.
Don't allow me to introduce any events right now. I'm conflating episodes 4 and 5 in many different ways.
Okay.
Just heads up.
Okay. So, as a slight notice, Monica does notice some of the weird things going on because Fua is not. Yeah, because Fua is not subtle. She doesn't speak up about it though. It's just a weird thing because Hikaru and Lala are on the way out as well because they're gonna go say, or they, because Hikaru and Lala want to go check up on Elena, who's could be at the flower shop because they've run into her around there before, and it seems like they're kind of skipping school right now as well, which I found to be a little bit funny because the reason that Soleil is there, she says that she needs to go skip school to take care of her family and stuff like that. But let's see. So we get to actually see a little bit about Elena's life then as they get to meet up. We learn that we get to see Lala and Hikaru go talk to her and learn part of her backstory of how she runs this flower shop to take care of these other siblings, and her parents are usually pretty busy. Let's learn that her father's from overseas, some Spanish-speaking country we don't really know of yet.
Yeah.
Because the name of the store is what, Sonrisa?
Yeah, Sonrisa or something.
Yeah, which is Spanish for
smile.
Smile, because she's all about smiles and making sure everybody smiles. And she has a beautiful one as well, which is why she's considered the sun. She's so precious. I love her. And I know that if I were like watching this when I was 10, I would have had a huge crush on her. Yeah, because she's just so cool. Some other fun parts about the scene, just tiny bits that aren't too important. We get to see the kids play around with Fua as if Fua was a plush.
Yeah, and they don't realize.
Yep.
And we have Prune's babysitting.
Yep. And the other thing, there's also that tiny bit of Lala seeing what a cactus is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you imagine just what even is a cactus when the first time you see it, this is a freaky thing.
It really is.
Yeah, just she's an alien, but this seems even more alien. And then what they end up.
See Spoopy Space Palace.
Oh, we do see the Spoopy Space Palace, like with a dark folks.
We see Daruoga.
Yeah, which I'm not sure because like Capard and because we had Capard and also Tenjo, because we had Capard and Tenjo who were based off of a Kappa and a Tengu.
Yes.
And Daruoga, do you think that? I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I think it's Galactic Ogre. Maybe like Galaxy Ogre.
It's very possible.
Yeah, because I was just trying to think about where they got all the names for things. Because Fua because fluffy, Prince because that's like the onomatopoeia for things jiggling or bouncing around. We got Tenjo for Tengu and Kapard for Kappa.
And isn't this where we got our first glimpse of Punk Girl?
Yeah.
One-eyed Punk Girl.
Yeah, Iwan.
And her cat butler.
Yeah, cat butler.
But we'll get back to her later.
Yeah, so you get to see her being kind of sassy towards others, but it's going to be Tenjo given another chance to go screw around with them. So she's going to go try to get more pens, and she goes to Earth, causes some trouble there. So what did she actually do again? Was it, she ended up...
I think she was just attacking...
they were on their way out, right. Was it just Hikaru and Lala were just on their way out, said bye, and they got assaulted, like ambushed? Was that it?
Right. We were actually very unclear on like how characters ended up in that battle, because remember, the last we saw of Fua was that she was being played with by the kids, and then all of a sudden she was in the middle of this being attacked by Tenjo.
Yeah.
We did have some confusion about how characters ended up where they did.
Yeah. So things kind of just happened. I guess my reason for it is maybe this is just in the perspective of Elena, who is just mind is scattered in a billion different directions at once right now.
Yeah, very possible.
Because what she does notice is that her siblings, these other kids, are just watching this explosion in the distance. and she doesn't know what's going on. So she kind of like enters media res confused of what's happening. And then she sees that Fua, this plush that was giving her siblings so much joy, is like being attacked right now.
Yeah, and it's flying and talking.
Yeah. And meanwhile, it's also really sweet to see Lala and Hikaru and Prunce just fight off everyone else. Prunce isn't the best fighter, but it's just nice to see him try.
He's trying.
He like inflates himself, turns real big, tentacles go everywhere. Yeah. And it's just kind of nice to see the scene.
Yeah. It's a really fun battle, but Tenjo just has numbers on our side.
Yeah, because, well, I think like Tenjo is the worst type of kid to play a fighting game with.
Oh, absolutely.
Because her goal is to just spam things. She doesn't fight herself, she just spams troops. This would be like if you're playing a video game or a fighting game and just spam summons or spam ranged attacks. Never get involved.
And so we have Elena. She sees this creature being attacked.
And wants to help.
And she wants to protect it. But like, who doesn't want to protect it?
Oh my god. I think everybody wants to protect her.
It has to be truly evil to not want to.
Yeah. But you see that like Elena's legs are just shaking and she's paralyzed right now.
She's very frightened.
Yeah, which is nice to see the side of her. This fear, this hesitation because she doesn't know what's going on and there's explosions and she's just a girl. But it doesn't matter because she's got to protect.
Yeah, and she goes out and grabs Fua.
Yeah.
And then Fua's like,
thanks. But Tenjo ends up looking at this and just thinking, oh, wow, just another person that all of you have to protect them.
Yeah.
Just
she's like, oh, you're just more divided, more targets, more people you have to protect, the easier you are to defeat.
Yep. And Elena, who ends up growing up with this huge family, just says the complete opposite then.
She says, no, the more people you have to protect, the stronger you are.
And then she transforms into Kira Soleil.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I know we like said that 1,000 times already, but yes, Elena is Soleil.
Yeah. Edit those parts out.
Though, this is actually a really nice transformation. Yeah.
It is. It's very nice. She has a very beautiful voice, very strong.
Yeah, she has the...
Okay, those are your words.
Yeah, I just think she has a really strong voice, and I have a crush on her, and she's wonderful. And you also get to see how... God, and her outfit is just different from Lala and Hikaru's as well.
Yeah, transformation too.
Yeah.
Like, all of the transformations so far have been very unique in their own way.
Yeah, hers is like, there's these large, like, I don't know, almost jelly-like dark spheres around. Yeah, bubbles in which she'll go dip her feet into them and then bounce off of them. And when she, after dipping her feet in, her feet have transformed into that.
And the sun.
Yeah.
The sun appears.
Oh, and she like draws the sun by like waving around these large circles. So I feel like hers just are about these huge movements, and it's kind of like the sun just drifting throughout the galaxy.
Yeah, they're all very different. The thematics, pacing.
Like Lala's, meanwhile, is very kinetic, while Soleil's is very elegant with huge motions. And I wonder if, like, while everything's like about everybody painting on their outfit, hers still has some of that, but it's more like she's also dipping her feet into ink and stuff like that, and when it pulls out, that's when it's painted out. It's kind of nice.
It was very nice.
I wonder if that's an homage to her working with children. It's almost like a figure painting thing. Yeah. But she's gorgeous. Also, her hair is super long. It goes down to her waist, and I'm so jealous. She's so pretty.
She glows like the sun.
Yeah, she absolutely does. And she's also an absolute unit.
Yes.
Yeah, because she already had sheer athleticism from the start without transforming. And after she transforms, she solos the entire squad of
the no traders.
Yeah, you get to see her kick and punch and do flips. You get to see her signature move, Soleil shot or Soleil shoot. And it's just this huge fireball that nukes the area without setting the trees on fire. And it just wipes out the entire squad, and Tenjo has to teleport away.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's where it mostly ends, because Prunce wants to go explain what is going on with this whole thing. And she says, sorry, if it's a long story, I have a family to take care of. You can go explain it later. It's all good. And then she leaves.
I've only got like one more note for this episode.
Yeah. I think you wrote that almost every episode.
True.
We just have new things to gush about each episode.
We really do.
All right. Episode 5, A Secret Transformation, the lady is Cure Celine.
We start this episode off seeing this purple-haired girl from last episode at an archery range.
Yeah, and she is amazing.
Yes, amazing,
Bullseye.
elegant, focused, very serious.
Yep, and she's overseen by her father, who you hate.
Yes, he is awful.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, even if I didn't already know what, I'm not going to say it, if I didn't already know what her whole deal is going to be, you can tell right from the start that this is going to be a girl who has a shitty family that has too high of expectations for her because this is Japan.
Yeah, so there are these ideas of tradition, following family, doing what the father in the family says, and trying to live up to these expectations. And she, for the most part, does. Because we get to see that she's top in class. She's the only person in class to get a perfect score.
Like I said,
class president, which is a huge deal in Japan in comparison to here.
A master of flower arrangement.
Yep, and tea ceremonies.
Yep.
And archery.
Archery.
Yep. Oh, piano.
Yes.
Her mother is a master pianist, and she afterwards also becomes a pianist. And oh god, she just has a crazy busy life. And I've met kids like this.
I have too.
Yeah. I ended up growing up with a lot of Asian families, and when they're like fresh off the boat, a lot of them do have these really high standards that are transferred over by their Confucius traditions. And even if they don't have those philosophies anymore, a lot of them still have this really, really strict high standard of expecting to do what is your sporting thing, what is your tradition thing, what is your music thing, and make sure you're top in academics. That was just a huge thing growing up for me. So this girl felt really real to me.
Yeah. I can't really talk on that. I'm white. I grew up in a very, or you can just go do band.
Pursue your dreams.
You don't have to do PE if you do band.
Just pursue your dreams and have fun. Just get the degree and we're all good.
Yeah.
No, Monica has a really hard life here.
Very. And I do not like her dad.
Yeah, because her dad is the one that sets up all these standards. And we got to see part of her family setting up as well.
Yeah. Her mother is an adorable little...
she's a bit ditzy. She's a bit ditzy, but she's a master pianist. Yes. And she's gorgeous.
One very important detail we say about her father is that he seems to be involved with investigating UFO sightings.
Yeah, she works for the Japanese government around there. And he's trying to investigate the aliens, which, immediately is going to cause some trouble.
Yes.
And one thing I really like is that you can just tell by the way that they created this character of all the different ways she could have trouble along the way, whether it's how does she juggle her school life along with being a Precure? How does she keep secrets from her father? Can she... Huh?
But are you saying that she's going to become a Precure?
Well, she saw aliens last episode.
True.
Yeah. Which actually was the thing he was about to ask about, saying, hey, the Kaguya family shares no secrets here.
Yes.
And then asking if...
keeps no secrets.
Keeps no secrets here. And asking if she saw anything, and before she can answer, he gets a call. Yeah. Saying that some weird things have been spotted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a bit troublesome down the road.
And so, I think next we have Lala having her first day at school.
Oh, but not like actual school, but her visiting again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. But at least she's not in hiding this time. She gets to get up openly.
Yeah. And we got to see that there's the girl who ended up spotting Lala last time, the one with the yellow hair, who ends up describing and giving some exposition of Monica for us.
Yeah. Very convenient.
Yeah. So what's this girl's name again?
Hime no Jo Sakurako. It's Sakurako being her first name, and Hime no Jo being her family name.
Yeah, so very princess-like.
Very.
And
Hime means princess. I don't know if that's the exact... It's probably it. Yep.
She's also got the little...
Princess is in her name.
She's also got the little twin drills to tell you that she's pretentious and better than you.
You just hear her, and that's song.
Yep, she's got the anime.
Even does you can't see it.
The hand sign. You know the one, the back of the hand against your face as you laugh. We know what it is. Many people have seen it in Sailor Moon or Pokemon before.
Yep, definitely.
So she ends up also talking about comparing herself to Monica and how she gives the entire exposition of Monica, of saying everything we saw before of, yep, She's the daughter of a master pianist. Her father works for the government. She's top in class president as well. She's just an absolute leader. And then there's this girl here who just wants to surpass her and stuff like that. Yeah, and just recognized as rivals. And
she recognizes Madoka as her rival.
Madoka doesn't recognize her as anything.
Exactly.
Just, I guess this other girl is kind of in the school council type thing.
Yes, she is.
But is nowhere close to that position.
No.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about Lala coming to school is that we get to see Prun's backpack.
Yeah, because Prince is going to go become a backpack for this to help her fit in.
Yeah.
And it's the cutest thing, and that immediately makes me want to have merch for this. Just easy merch. And I know Precure is supposed to be covered in merch, but a Prince backpack's one that I really want. And I already have an adorable backpack. It's not here with me right now.
I'm so jealous.
I have a little black kitty backpack,
and so we end up having a moment where I believe it's just Hikaru and Lala hanging out with Fua.
Let's see.
I think they might be feeding her again.
Yeah. Oh, so Leia's there too, right?
I actually don't remember.
Okay.
It's very Yes, she is there.
Yeah.
But they're feeding Fua some milk.
Mm-hmm.
And they're approached by someone.
Yeah.
Who?
Yep. It's gonna be Madoka.
It's gonna be Madoka.
Because Madoka ended up seeing Fua fly around last episode, and is gonna ask about it because just part of her job and part of her family.
Alien hunting dad.
Yeah. So questioning them and seeing if there's anything here, and they hide it for the most part.
But then Fua, the perfect pure creature she is, jumps out and says, Fua.
Yeah. And this is just a clear sign, oh, snap, kind of just revealed herself.
Yep.
And they beg her to keep this secret.
Yeah.
But you get to see she's bothered by this and thinking about it a lot because we get to go see, jump ahead a little bit and see Monica's doing more of her archery practice.
Yes.
And she's off center.
And she is out of focus.
Yeah.
She misses.
Yeah.
Which I love that kind of, it's not revolutionary symbolism.
Yeah. And it's not super subtle, but it's nice.
It's very nice. I think it's very practical. It's very easy to use. Mm-hmm. It's not forced.
It's easy symbolism.
Yeah.
It's still a kid's show, and that's something that's kind of appreciated, of having that little layer there, and her father being able to point out, you're not doing as well right now. What's on your mind?
Mm-hmm. He even questions whether she should stay in public school.
Yeah. Saying that she's really just in public school for the clout and to make sure she knows what these peasants are like.
Mm-hmm.
The lower people, to understand what it's like to be them. Which, my God, just this lifestyle she's given right here by her father.
Yeah. And so she's very conflicted about what to do about lying to her dad, to her whole family, to the world.
She hates this, so she decides that she's going to go consult and follow the other girls to see what's going on with them.
First, I have a note here that's just PJ's cute.
Oh my!
She had really cute pajamas.
Yeah,
which is a very important note for me.
Yeah, the night before, she's just thinking, but you get to see her in super cute PJs. Yeah.
Anyway, no more distractions for me.
All right, so we get to see that they're going to be over by the rocket ship. And
yes.
Yeah, so Elena reacts to the rocket ship, but also Madoka gets to react to the rocket ship.
Oh my God, rocket ship? Real rocket ship?
Yeah. And then Madoka sees that there's a rocket ship. Aliens, also learns that Lala's an alien.
Yeah.
And Prunce is a thing.
All the things that she's supposed to be
reporting.
Yeah, reporting to her dad.
Yeah. And then we learn that, oh, snap, because Tenjo's approaching now.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has to hide. And we get to have a transformation.
Yeah.
Of 3 now.
Of all 3? Well, yeah, all 3.
Yeah, all 3 now. And it's nice because the more transformations there are, the more Precures are. The more of them are singing together at once.
Which is really nice.
But
I wish that they could have harmonized instead of just sung in unison. It's a nitpick, but I just thought that would have been really, really great.
It's a missed opportunity.
It is.
I also would have liked to just maybe in little splits of the song be able to hear individual voices as well. Just because to remind you of how different their voices are when singing. Because I think it's only in these early episodes you get to realize what this transformation song is like alone. Because I think part of Soleil's super strong voice is going to be lost when it's combined with the really pure and sweet and high pitched songs from Hikaru and Lala, which I still love, but it's yeah. So you guys see that they're going to start fighting Tenjo now.
Yeah.
And Madoka is just going to watch. She's given the assignment of protecting Fua, though, because Princess can't do this alone anymore.
Nope.
There are just too many forces.
And so, but Tenjo finds Madoka at some point. And so now, once again, Tenjo's like, oh, looky here. You have more people again. You're more divided. You're weaker again. You're easier to defeat.
Yep. And Madoka runs away with Fua, and luckily, you know, they get along. She sees that Fua is this precious thing.
Oh, Fua is so precious there.
Giving a little rice ball earlier in the scene of with nothing behind the eyes. She just has this blank stare of just smiling blankly as she gives rice balls over to Madoka. I've met pets like that of just nothing behind the eyes.
That doesn't tie into something that I forgot to mention earlier that I will mention for this scene.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Well,
tell me.
She's being chased and has to run away, and she has to go pick up the pen and notebook and stuff, or pen and notebook, pendant.
She has them appear before her.
Yeah.
And so she has to make a choice.
Yeah. If she wants to go help these aliens out or not.
Yeah. And go against everything that her father, her family stands for. Start this huge secret life working with these aliens that her father is hunting.
Or protect Fua.
Yeah. And so, of course, we know who's going to win.
Fua.
Fua wins.
Yeah. Fua always wins. But one thing I really like is how much she hesitates before.
Yes.
We're just screaming at the screen during this. Grab the pen.
She'll grab it. Think of her dad. Like, no. But Fua. No, but Dad.
Yeah, and compared to the other three, I really like this level of reluctance.
I almost actually thought that maybe, wow, are we actually going to have a Precure reject the call for maybe an episode or so? But we didn't. But we still got the hesitation that I think really was important to show.
Yeah, but when she grabs the pen, we get to see her transformation. Cure Celine, who is
beautiful voice,
other crush.
Gorgeous uniform outfit.
Yeah, it's really elegant and dainty and ladylike. And it has these accents of gold around her hair that reminds me of Zelda.
Like a gold moon, I think, in her hair.
Yep, it's got accents of white and gold, and the rest is purple. And her hair becomes like this lighter indigo purple thing. Yeah.
Everything about Pure Celine is like my aesthetic. That's who I am as a magical
beautiful moon in the background with little snowflake designs in the back as well. And you get to see her use her signature move, Celine Arrow.
Yes, which I love because she doesn't have to carry around an actual arrow. She gets to use her pen to pull it back, like the string, and shoot just like almost. Are they kind of crystal-like?
Yeah, crystal energy.
Yeah,
it's anime. It's crystallized energy.
It's so great.
And she gets to shoot these, and it's also cool seeing that when the Noct Raiders are just surrounding her, making almost a hurricane of just troops. You get to see her bullet time dodge all of them.
Yeah,
to emphasize how elegant she is.
So she's beauty.
Yeah,
she's grace. She'll crush your face.
Yeah, and she does that because Celine Arrow just nukes the team.
Yeah.
Everybody here has a nuke. And yet again, Tenjo needs to kind of get away. But that's actually not the end of the conflict in this episode.
No.
Because after all the fighting's over, somebody's approaching, or some troops are approaching.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah, so Prince and Fua end up hiding away. And I guess he doesn't really notice Lala as an alien, which is lucky us.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah.
And so it was like, we just got a report that stuff was happening here, and you're here. Do you see anything? You have anything to do with this? Don't lie, or it'll disappoint the whole family. And so she has to make a choice.
Yeah.
Which I said like 3 times this episode.
It's an important thing for her.
It is. It is very important.
Yeah.
Does she tell the truth to her dad, or does she do the good thing and lie to him?
That's a weird mixed message there.
No, it's not.
Remember, kids, lie to your parents.
Yeah.
The fate of the galaxy.
Well, we had our respect your elders message in the first episode. We don't need to do that anymore.
Oh, cool. It's like It's a checklist now. If we don't have to follow through, we just have to say that we did it at some point. Wonderful. So yeah, she lies to her father, and she feels awful about it, but is able to get the father and his troops to get away from the area. And she talks about how she actually just wants to get this whole thing over with as quickly as possible.
She doesn't want to be a Precure, but she will help until everything is finished.
Yeah, which I appreciate this level of reluctance. And I'm surprised we didn't see that from Elena as much, of saying something such as, oh, I need to watch over my family. I don't know if I have the time. But seeing that in Monica's story is really nice, though. Because I guess for Elena, she already maybe thinks that she can take care of everybody. It's just another thing to add to her list. She's used to having a whole bunch of stuff thrown in every direction at once. She's just going to be a good mom. Yeah.
So this sort of ties in with, there was a thing I mentioned that I forgot to talk about last episode.
Yeah.
That sort of fit with this episode. When you have Elena trying to protect Fua, and then you have Monica trying to protect Fua, and that's when they become the Precures.
Yes.
And I just really like how Fua is the one deciding to do this.
Yeah.
Fua has agency. She is not just a mascot. She has agency in deciding how the story goes. I'm sorry. I hope I haven't been messing up my sound because I keep leaning back very far from the mic. But yeah, I just love that she's more than a mascot. She's been more than a mascot from the very beginning.
She chooses who's worthy.
She chooses who's worthy. She is very, very important to the plot beyond being the thing that they're trying to protect.
Yeah, beyond just this cute MacGuffin.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool.
I like that a lot. All right. And I think that's where the episode ends, of just her absolute... Well, we have all four of them now.
Yeah.
But she's also kind of scared of this whole thing and hates the whole idea of lying to her father. So we'll see how that starts to escalate into the future. And then I think that's that. So, Episode 6, Dark Imagination, The Dark Pen Appears. Okay, so the episode starts off with Lala trying to repair the rocket.
Yeah, and she's kind of grumpy. It's not going well.
She is super grumpy. And you see that she has, the way she's repairing it, she has a little attachment to the ends of her antennae.
It's so cute.
Yeah, and she has these antennae just like going into this machine, closes it up. It seems right and nice, and then explodes. Oh yeah. It's just the noise she makes as the cutest little groan.
Like whenever she's like upset or scared or just surprised, she's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Lala keeps being the cutest thing. Actually, there's an important question. What's cuter, Lala or Fua?
I didn't used to think this would be a hard question, but this show's made it very hard.
You do have to pick a favorite child in this case.
It's got to be Lala, because I do think, like, overall, I mean, she's adorable. She's like a child rather than a pet. She's like my daughter.
Yeah.
And, I love her colors, and I love her personality.
I love the little noise she makes, too.
Yeah. I can't choose.
Well, we kind of just did, but...
Well, the big problem is that if I had to choose a daughter, I'd choose Monica so she could have a good family.
Oh, you want to adopt her?
Yeah.
You just want her to be happy.
Well, she already has a sort of nice mom, but she could have another nice mom.
Yeah.
I'd gladly be.
To replace the dad.
Yeah. No one needs a dad. 2 moms is better.
Nice. Where were we?
Any of that even gonna go in the final product?
I don't even think about it. So yeah, you see that Hikaru is asking if she can go help out or see if the rocket's done. Lala says, "No, I got this. Get out."
Yeah.
And
so they're kind of disappointed.
Yeah, you see that there's actually Monica, Elena, and Hikaru are all outside right now, just waiting for the rocket to be repaired. And you hear like another explosion inside.
Yeah.
And they're and they want to help, but she's not doing super well. It's kind of cute to see her different faces she makes when things explode, though, in a weird sentence.
Yeah. And so they end up just like suggesting they go visit the planetarium.
Yeah, the observatory.
Yeah, observatory.
Because it's Hikaru says that they could use a break.
Yeah.
And get her mind off of it, see if she can make things better. Because she does like having fun and just showing off. And not necessarily slacking off, but just making sure that people can enjoy themselves and take it easier, which is
And so
appreciated.
we get to see the return of Dr. Light.
Slash Mabel.
Yeah, slash Mabel.
Mr. Rio.
Rio.
Yeah,
Or
now
Rio.
yeah,
You can say Rio.
yeah, Ryu is Street Fighter.
Yes.
Yeah. Rio.
What? Yeah. I had very few notes for this episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Dr. Light. He definitely knows what's going on.
Oh,
I'd be
yeah.
very surprised if he didn't know at least a bit of what's going on.
Because there are times in which Fu is just like out there.
Yeah.
And they just hide and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
it was nothing. Your vision's blurry. You're getting old. I don't know what that was."
He gave Hikaru the
magic
notebook to begin with.
And he also points out to Lala, "Wow, your Japanese is a lot better this time."
Yeah. But no, it was Hikaru has been giving her lessons every day.
Yeah, as she ended up saying as an excuse.
And so they tour the observatory.
Yeah, and then Lala ends up storming out, just realizing this is a waste of time.
Well, yeah, she's upset because it makes her think of her planet, I think.
Yeah, because just talk about how when looking to observatory and she can't even see her own like home galaxy up here with these stars.
And then Dr. Light, mentions how the stars are dimming lately, and he's not sure why.
Yeah.
And so Lala gets really upset, and she's gonna go run out of the building, but then goes down the stairs really safely.
Yeah, real dainty. It was kind of cute to see her storm out and slowly walk down the stairs.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And then you also get to see that as she's on her way out, as Mr. Rio ends up asking if they got into a fight or anything like that. And then he just, slips some papers out. Can you help me with those? And take them back into this other observatory. And have you been in this type of observatory before?
Planetarium?
The planetarium part with like the little dome on top.
I don't think I've been in a like specific planetarium, but it was like a similar thing for like I think like a science center exhibit of some sort.
So a lot of universities, colleges, and science centers will have these type of things in which there'll be you can go into a seat almost like a theater, and there'd be there'd be a dome ceiling.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a very expensive thousands or tens of thousands of dollar projector that will go across the entire dome.
I actually had when I was really young.
Yeah.
I had this little light. It was like a light that you would put in the middle of a room, like my bedroom.
Yeah.
And it had it was like a translucent light sky sphere.
Yeah.
And so you had all the lights off. It'd be at night, and you turn the light on, and it would project the night sky onto your ceiling. I mean, so I had that.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
Yeah, it's just basically a super version.
$2 million more dollars.
Yeah, it's a super version of this, and it's specialized for a dome ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So this is great for teaching students about astronomy and locating stars and stuff like that. And he ends up showing, was it Crux, the idea of the Southern Cross constellation, and how it has 4 stars that are seemingly just on their own together, but actually make something new once you connect them. And it's what I ended up mentioning earlier that I think the 4 themes of this are imagination, space, and connections or relationships. And it just kind of shows together again right here with the idea of the Southern Cross here. But we end up having talks of over in the dark place, the Dark Palace, little Iwan.
Yeah. Little punk girl from 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And it turns out she's like a genius or something, a scientist.
Yeah, she's a genius scientist who also has access to a dark pen.
Yeah, and Garu Oga mentioned something about the Lord awakening soon.
Yeah, so this feels like almost a callback to Sailor Moon. The dark crystal. We need to go gather the things together to bring back our Dark Lord. It's very. Even this entire area for this Dark Palace still feels
pretty Sailor Moon. Very Sailor Moon, like Queen Barrel's place.
Yeah, and I've seen some other snippets of Precure series before. I've recently, since last recording, I've just gone through some more Precure series just to get the intros of them. Yeah. Yep. But wow, they're just it feels very Sailor Moon, which is kind of funny because this is also the one that's with the space motif.
Mm-hmm.
But we end up seeing that she has little punk girl Iwan has been given permission to go out to go get the pens herself this time.
Yes.
So we get to see her as the third general type.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that's interesting about her is that she has a cat butler guy, but other than that, no actual troops. She doesn't bring any raiders with her.
Instead, what does she do?
Yeah.
She comes down.
Yep. And Lala and the others end up having the little signal to go outside then.
Right. You see, when Lala is in the planetarium, her pendant starts detecting another pen in the area, and so she gathers everybody else, and they go run outside to find it, and they see this scary alien Cyclops girl.
Yep.
And they're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it turns out that this Cyclops girl has a dark pen. Is that what it was called?
Yep.
Dark pen?
And the idea of this dark pen is it uses this idea of a reverse imagination thing of whatever type of sense of imagination or wonder that a person has, it's going to extract that out of them to make them just kind of dead inside and use whatever they're imagining or whatever they see or like or are thinking about and turn that into a big monster thing called the knot trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing we talked about earlier is that we like how each of the three generals have a different style of how they wish to fight. Because you see Capard, meanwhile, he has some troops on the side, but he likes to get up close and personal.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Tenjo spams troops because she's the worst type of friend to play a fighting game with, and she's just going to get more and more troops and command them to do formations.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we have this third girl, Iwan, who is able to take actual humans and turn them into big old monsters. And these are absolute units.
It's so nice to have that variety.
Yeah, because it just means that as you get to cycle through different generals, you get to see all the different scenarios and goofy enemies or interesting formations or challenges they can end up making out there. So it's going to be a thing in future episodes of seeing, who are they going to fight this episode and how are they going to fight them? Or what's the gimmick that this enemy can use? And that's just kind of fun to mix things up each episode. So it's just not, Team Rocket's here, we're going to attack them. Well, they're gone now.
I still think Jesse and James's voice actors would be perfect for Capard and
if this ever gets dubbed, I would love it for the voice actors from Jesse and James to be Capard and Tenjo.
If only they teamed up. If they team up and they do that, they better take.
And make it double. I need that so badly in my life. Please pray to the anime gods.
I'm praying.
Yeah.
This is not a visual medium, so I shouldn't be doing visual here.
Yeah, you're doing a great job with that there. So she ends up taking the imagination from Mr. Ryu.
Yes.
And turning him to a big old telescope cannon.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't make that connection. Yeah, the telescope.
Yeah. Right?
Cute.
Yeah. Well, it's because that's his imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you see him inside of this, like, you get like a glimpse of him trapped inside this thing in like this darkness, and he's like, there's nothing great about constellations at all, is there?
Yeah.
So you just get to see how
it's like a form of self-doubt almost. Yeah. And I really like that for a premise because it's not the idea of trying to twist them. She's literally taking the imagination and joy out of them and turning that into a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great use of, again, this motif of imagination and connection. And what a great use of using the dark pen that way. Because this is her version of imagination, is this anti-imagination. And I like that a lot. So this thing is an absolute unit. The girls transform, and for the very first time, we get to see all four.
And it's wonderful. But my critique still stands. Should have harmonized. 4-part harmony would have been so good for those.
But you get to see a slight symmetry between them as well, because Soleil and Celine have their hands out in opposite directions. Going out, and you get to see Hikaru and Lala in the middle.
They have their legging socks.
Yep. They're asymmetric legging socks, but they're at least symmetric down the middle with each other. And it's nice to see an actual pose as the camera goes around. You see all four of them together in position.
Yeah.
And we finally got the team together. And it just makes you think, it took us 6 episodes to get the team together, though. What are we going to do for the next... What, we got like 40 episodes left?
Did it take 6 episodes to introduce the second Sailor Scout and Sailor Moon? The original one.
Yeah, the original Sailor Moon, yes. I believe in Crystal, it was episode 2.
Okay.
Oh, we should watch Crystal sometime.
Sometime.
Yeah. Someday. Foreshadowing. So the girls...
raising my eyebrows.
So the girls transform and get bodied.
Yes.
Yeah. Celine tries to shoot and gets outshot because this is a huge cannon blast. And Soleil ends up giving a good kick but gets shot off into the sky. Hikaru's just trying to pull this entire thing but not doing super well. And Lala gets blasted.
Yeah, she tries to make like a jump for the cannon thing.
Yeah.
And she basically falls for a trap, sort of.
Yeah, because she's a genius.
Yeah.
Because
she gets blasted far.
Yeah, she gets like Dragon Ball Z blasted into the air, crashes against a tree. You get to see like the outline around her, and then fall to the ground face first. Like this is straight up Dragon Ball Z type of action there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and she's about to get finished off, and then the other girls are gonna stand up to protect her.
And like, no, you're gonna have to get through us to hurt our friend.
Yeah.
And that's when Lala has a realization.
Yeah.
She realizes that they need to come together. They need to have that connection.
They're like the Southern Cross.
Mm-hmm.
That once the four of them are together, they can make something special. And that's when she finally decides she's gonna ask for help.
And she does.
And it's really sweet how they do it as well.
So sweet.
Yeah, because whenever they're going to get shot over and over, and Celine decides instead of trying to shoot the enemy, she's going to shoot the shots themselves to basically give covering fire.
Yeah, and she actually does it faster. She's able to catch up and get to the no trigger.
Yeah, yeah, because it's about taking out the shots and giving cover rather than taking out the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then meanwhile, Soleil ends up like knocking this thing off balance.
Mm-hmm.
And that when it's off balance, Kira Star is going to try to go punch upwards, but it's not a real punch because she's trying to get her distracted.
She distracts one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Eye one. She's like, haha, you fool. But guess who's behind her? It's Lala.
Kira Milky.
Yeah.
And Milky grabs the pen. You guys see the pen get its color back. It's bright blue, just like Lala.
Really pretty color.
Leo.
It's Leo.
And she ends up using a Leo Milky Shock.
Once again, brilliant idea of the pen upgrades.
Yeah. And they're so cute. You get to see electric lines go out, destroy this thing. Luckily, Mr. Rio is not hurt.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's safe.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then Iwan's pretty upset, but at least her cat butler says this was a successful experiment, though. And it just feels like you know that she's going to have weird things to try out later or see ways to get stronger. And I personally think she's the most threatening out of the three generals, despite being this tiny brat.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, she was able to fight four of them, and all she did is a single summon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good on her.
Yeah. Oh. And so they rescue Leo.
Yeah.
And we get to see Leo Fua. Oh my god, adorable little blue lion baby.
I just know we're gonna react like this whenever we see a new Fua.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so expect this 10 more times.
Yeah. I'm gonna absolutely lose it every time I see the new Fua.
Yeah, so much gushing.
And just the new princess, because they're all beautiful.
Yeah, Virgo I had a soft spot for with it's not Virgo, because I was thinking fairy tale. Taurus.
Yeah.
Taurus with her pink hair and like little horns on her head. And Leo has a little
tail.
Yeah, and a beautiful mane around her. Oh, huge hair. I love her.
I wish it was like
And again, it feels like a Zelda game in which you know that you have to go, well, thank you for all your hard work. You're stronger together, but we still have 10 more to go through. Yep, the other princesses are another castle. So we gotta go get all those princesses back. Yep. And let's see.
I think that's more or less how it ended, because we see Mr. Rio come back.
Yep. It's good to see that he's still alive.
Yeah.
They end up just stargazing after a while, see a shooting star. And Lala just wishes if everybody to help her out with a rocket, which will lead into next episode. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be for another time.
Well, they all agree to help her with it.
Yay.
So it's important to note that it ends with them agreeing to help her.
Yes, that
it's not just her wishing.
Mm-hmm. I wished it, so now you're going to do it.
Yeah, that was really cute too, because Lala doesn't know you don't say your wish out loud, but it works.
Yeah, it's so cute. So, I think with those 3 episodes covered, I think for the first time with Kara, I'd like to go have our own study break, in which each study break we're going to talk about some aspect in anime, but especially with a Mahou Shoujo lens, to think about what type of anime topics to go over and analyze or discuss. And I think because of the introduction of Elena and the director and writers for Star Twinkle Precure, it's worth talking about diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is worth mentioning that we are considered those, marginalized groups in diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be Vietnamese, which is marginalized. And, well, here's the thing. Sometimes it's even marginalized along other Asian people, which is pretty rough. And for you, you're you.
Yeah, I am me.
Yeah. So we've got things to deal with, and we care about these issues. And one of the most stupid things I've ever seen in the entire world is any internet comment that says, "Oh yeah, look at the different ways that wokeness and brokenness ended up coming over to anime, and look at how they've ruined magical girls in these ways." But anybody who's ever seen a magical girl series before knows that ever since the beginning, they've always been very high in representation, and especially in the big hits. When I end up saying what are the big hits, most of the time in manga shoujo, this would be Sailor Moon, Madoka Magica, and Precure. And within the past 3 or 4 seasons, if you end up just typing in Precure LGBTQ, you're going to find numerous articles on the ways they end up having gender expression and characters being straight up gay, whether it's you'll have male characters that are gay or female characters that are gay, and that's super appreciated. And you'll also have just ways that they end up having these girls do things. And a lot of this for representation, not to mention these are feminine heroes. It's really nice to see these here. And we can look at Madoka and Sailor Moon and call it a day as well, right? Yeah.
These are all pretty recent ones. I mean, Sailor Moon's not so recent, it's from the 90s, but like even longer. The one that sticks out most to me, which I haven't actually seen, so I can't speak in depth about it, is Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Yeah.
Someday. It's that one. Not only is one of the leads person of color.
Yep.
Anthe. But you also, I just know from what I've read and heard about the show, it very much breaks down themes of both gender identity expression and sexuality.
Yeah.
Because one of the primary, the fundamental, God, why am I not thinking of the word? One of the things that you start with in the premise is that the main character has to do with the main character wanting to be this woman's prince, something along those lines. And so that's all I really remember. I haven't actually seen it, like I said. But yeah, this has been going on for more than just the last 5-10 years.
I think you also mentioned something before about, Magical Do Re Mi as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That, I don't know if that was recent or a while ago. I just saw the clip recently about, it's a children's show.
It's a pretty old show.
Yeah, that's true. It's about I don't know if it's the main character, but there's this girl telling her friends about her trip to America, I think. And she's like saying like, "Oh, I had such good friends, but I don't remember her name, but so and so it was my best friend. Can you guess who she is out of this picture of my friends here?" And you have like 3 girls who look like anime girls, and then you have one girl who is obviously black. And so you have this other one of her friends in the room is like, "Oh, it must be that white looking girl." No, that white looking girl? But it couldn't be the black girl, could it be? Like, because, because she's black. Yeah. And the main character, she gets very, very upset about it.
Yeah.
And it was very amazing to see out of an anime of all things for kids.
Especially at the time, because Japan then and still even today has this tradition, or not tradition, but had this unfortunate habit of xenophobia. Because it's the idea of, I don't know what the actual, I'll put a video or deeper dive into this later, but in Japan there's this idea of, one nation, one people, one belief, and so on. And unfortunately that's created a lot of xenophobia and racism or bigotry inside a lot of people over there, making it really hard for them to mix overseas because after all that time of isolation, Japan has this culture of, we can do it ourselves. Yeah, we don't need to be with other cultures.
That was an issue with the Ainu. The Ainu were assimilated out of existence for the one nation, one people ideal.
and now it's kind of just absent.
Yeah, they're almost getting recognition. But it's not really meaningful.
Well, it's really hard to have that happen. And we can look into larger cases, though, that we know much better about. And one thing it is worth mentioning is that neither of us have degrees or specific studies in things like liberal arts or feminist theory. We are not experts on these things, but if anybody is, we'd love to hear more of these.
Absolutely.
We just have a lot of examples of why these things matter to us, rather than trying to give a very formal report. And of course, I'll see if I can make a more formal and collective report in the future. And we have bigger cases, though. We can look at Madoka, which is just going to be, a gay love story by the very end.
Yep.
And we also have Mahou Shoujo Sight, which, despite being an absolute bloodbath, still has things like gay characters and even a trans girl. And one thing that's important is when we have things like gender representation, a lot of it is about not being like quote unquote trap or cross-dressing or gender bending and stuff like that. Those still are aspects, but it's a way to make a bigger deal of expression, because there are trans girls who do get to transform in different Mahou Shoujo series, or people who do want to be a magical girl and specifically say magical girl, as was seen in what was it? It was over in Magical Girl Raising Project.
Yes.
Yeah, there is the
both of them have characters like that.
Yeah. And then we can also look in, actually, one thing that is recently getting a dub for the first time in the West is Sailor Moon Stars. And that one also has the characters who are going to be pretty much fluid then, because they're just guys who get to transform into these girls here. And it's not made into a huge deal, so a lot of people use that as the representation for fluid. Not to mention, we could have our favorite cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, jokes aside, though, it's kind of been gay from the start.
Yeah.
And whether you want to talk about of being non-normative in expression or just trying to be showing diversity and sexuality, it's just always been a thing in Mahou Shoujo. And I think it's just one of the most ignorant and stupid things you can ever say, to say that there isn't representation in Mahou Shoujo. It could always be bigger and better, but there's always been a lot of it, especially in all the big hits. You have to be actively going out of your way to find the most obscure things the most obscure works in Mahou Shoujo, to say that these quote-unquote liberal garbage SJW things are even there. Like, they've always been there, and they're growing even more so, especially in Precure. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to say for that? Or do we have any more examples? But I think we've covered like a lot of the big ones.
I wish I could go back further. I know you have like Magic Knight Rayer, which is about magical girls. I don't know if there's actually like a gender-based relevance to using the term knight instead of magical girl. That's late 80s, early 90s. I wish I could go farther back, but I don't know.
One thing that's really fascinating is that I've read through other Magical Girl RPG books before, and I'd love to go put through an RPG book on this series for Senshi study. But in some of those, they use the term knight, as I've seen through about 3 different books I have, knight to represent their male role, and a lot of it is about serving, protecting, and supporting. And this one isn't about diversity, but instead the way they use gender roles, of saying the women in the group would be the ones solving the problem, and you have your animal friends or your guys trying to support them along the way. And that's something that I really appreciate as well, and it shows even inside the other books. And when you even have fan-made books talking about the way they end up using expression or gender roles or sexuality or whatever it's going to be, I think because these are fan-made things, you get to see, yes, representation is kind of cemented into this. Feminism is cemented. I hate anti-SJW culture so much.
I do too.
It's the biggest way to show, hey, I'm an ignorant idiot in this case. If you find anybody who ever says wokeness makes brokeness or SJWs ruin a blank, you should probably stop being friends with them or realize, hey, maybe Mahou Shoujo isn't right for them.
They're just outright saying, hey, I want to be deliberately be as mean and awful as a person as I can possibly be.
Yeah, I choose ignorance and bigotry if it means I get to fit my worldview. But that's gonna be a fun rant. But we just love Mahou Shoujo because it ends up giving this safe place for us to just celebrate these different things. And I can't wait for these things to be shown off even more throughout the series because of the goals that the directors and writers of the series planned out. And we've had a pretty good amount of it so far, and I hope that as the series pushes further and further, we'll have, whether it's like we get to see more of the other cultures being represented here, or different forms of sexuality or gender being represented, like in other Precure series. But I think we've gone enough about this topic, and I would love to go into further depth in the future. But we're running out of time. So plugs.
Same as before. I've got my Twitter handle, Beta Carotene. I think there's a hyphen in there between Beta and the Carotene.
Yep.
I've got a YouTube channel, which you can find at my Twitter. There's still nothing in it, maybe in the future.
And you've also got your Let's Play channel with your friend.
Yes, Video Bames with my friend Seth.
Yep.
You can find that by looking up Video Bames.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. It's worth looking at Galgun the most, in my opinion. It's my favorite part. And for my plugs, well, you could find me on Cuddlefish Tweet on Twitter. It's no special spaces or gimmicks there. And there's also, let's see. Oh, and we've also got a Senshi Study Twitter.
Yes.
And I would love to answer any questions there, put any comments. If anybody wants to go comment on any of these episodes, I will try to feature it next time or have a small discussion or response to it. So if you want to join the episode, join the discussion, I will probably put it into an episode, or in the very least respond to it immediately on Twitter. All right, is that everything we have to say for now?
I think so.
All right then, class dismissed.